going on, Julie Cakes? Where's Where's Tonya Lokes? Hopefully he's able to join in. You know what? I went live at 8 o'clock, but I think I pressed the unlisted, which had a link. You needed a link in order to see the video, so I messed up and had to redo it again. So we're here right now, though.
Welcome to Nomas Podcast Live, where we will react to videos, talk about current trending events, and possibly one or two conspiracies. So let's sit back, relax, and let's chat.
Nomas!
Hello, testing. There we go. And we are freaking live. Welcome back to Nomas Podcast Live. Man, these lives it's a love and hate relationship with these lives. Why? Because I'm always rushing to get these done. I'm almost getting the same feeling of when I first started doing the actual podcast. And now that I'm doing these lives, I'm getting that same feeling again of being a beginner at something completely new. Which is a good thing, but at the same time, it's very, very nerve wracking. Why? Because even earlier, I usually do the lives at 8 o'clock, and I had everything going. What I realized is that I published the live. I was going live, but privately, that people needed a link in order for people to watch the live. So I'm like, what the heck am I doing? So I had to restart it right now, but we're here, we're live. Like always, every Wednesday we have a full-on podcast at 6 p.m. and every Sunday we have a live where we can all interact, discuss certain topics. If you guys want to call into the podcast, I always make sure to put in the hotline number. This is the hotline number, 619-713-4176, where if we discuss a specific subject, you guys can call in, give me your feedback. And at the end of the day, I just want to create a community between all of us. I want to create some sort of organized, not chaos. I can't find the word, but I want to be prepared. But at the same time, it's live. We never know what's going to happen, right? But yeah, glad to see my cousin Julian here and joining us once again. I'll do a little bit of a roll call. My cousin Julie Cakes. If you guys don't know, that's what this means right here. Julian Cakes, Julie Cakes. So yeah, we have Julian here. We got my boy Chris. I'm late, but turns out I made it. Yeah, you made it, bro. I made a freaking mistake. I was going live unlisted, but I'm glad I went live again at 8:30, so you can make it. Yeah, like I was saying, it just you guys make this lives a lot better, because if it wasn't for you guys, then it'll just be me talking to the camera, which I've done in the past, and it's a lot more difficult. But at the same time, it makes it a lot better that we're able to all interact with one another. Cynthia, I see you. Welcome back. Hopefully, all of you guys are having a good week. Just a little bit of insight with me from my end. My baby girl, it's the first time of her being born that she's a little under the weather. She's sick right now. I think Chela was texting me that she threw up right now, and she's been having a runny nose. So I'm experiencing the first time of having a child being sick, and it's not the best experience. Why? Because we can't really do much about it. We just have to do our best into trying to make her feel better. But until she gets better, it's only gonna happen while we try to give her medication and try to like keep her nice and warm and all that. And she's been crying quite a bit more than usual. But yeah, so that's what's been going on with me. Aside from that, it's just this past week. I would want to say that it wasn't a difficult week as far as work goes, right? My actual scope of work, what I have to do on a day to day basis. But more than anything, is just I think I reached to a point that I was like, man, like when the heck am I gonna make it? Because I really wish at one point I was just like, you know what, I'm freaking done with all of this. But it's just one of those moments that you get caught up with all that freaking, side quest and all that negative energies and just certain people at times that they'll say something to you that just kind of changes your mood. Of course, and I know this for a fact, right? That we give the words people say power, but it's just at times certain environments can really for sure impact you a specific way. So this past week was it was a tough week mentally, just seeing just the way people are, and it sucks. It sucks that I really wish that I had a good environment, that everybody. I almost feel like I don't fit in, man. For at one point it was good, but now I feel at times that I don't really fit in. I'm not sure if it's because people see that I'm trying to do my thing, and not sure if because a lot of them are into specific like sports outside of work, and they all gather together, and I'm not into that. In specific golfing, like they're all into golfing now, and I don't do any of that. So anyways, so I had that going on, that I'm like, man, like I just the times I just feel like I don't fit in, man. I'm trying to create my own path here, and it just sucks. It was mentally tough, and tomorrow it's even going to be a little bit tougher, because one of my coworkers actually had to travel because of this hot job that came about, and I'm taking on his workload. So now I had to wake up earlier to be caught up with everything behind. So a lot of mental stuff. And it's something crazy. I've been dreaming this whole past week. I've been dreaming, and actually, Mr. Chris, I had a dream with you, Chris, and not in any freaking gay way. But yeah, I had a dream that for some reason it seems like you had told me that your cousin had set up or you had set something up like skydiving, but your cousin couldn't make it. I'm not sure if your cousin or your nephew couldn't make it to the skydiving thing, and you're like, hey, I want to give you the ticket for you to come with me. But the only thing is that we need to skydive. But the trainer, or the person that usually takes care of you when you skydive, the person that's the professional there, he's not going to be there. You have to do it, because apparently there we had done it once, or they had given us a training that we were, I guess, supposedly skilled enough to do that, but it was going to be our first time. And in my mind, in this dream, I was like, dude, I was giving a lot of perspectives. Okay, if we do it, that's going to be a dope ass experience, but there's this possibility that freaking we can pass away freaking crazy. I don't know why the heck I had this dream, but like I said, I've been dreaming every single day this past week. Some weird dreams. So I don't know what the heck that meant, that dream meant, but for some reason it meant something about skydiving, and skydiving without a trainer and just jumping. But yeah, for some, I woke up. I forgot what woke me up, but yeah, it was super weird. Mr. Toño Dino, what's going on, brother? Thank you for joining into the live. Sorry, I was a little bit late, but I'm glad you guys made it into the live. Having a community that supports you is everything, my G. Of course, yeah. I'm even freaking dreaming of you guys. But yeah, so with that being said, like I said, I'm not sure if you got to hear a little bit of that, Toño, but just saying that this past week was a little bit tough when it comes down to work, and that's actually going to be a specific and a perfect segue into the first video that I want to dive into. When I first saw this video, it gave me a lot of perspective. At times, we say, you know what, my job is very easy, and I can't believe I'm getting paid to do this job. But what we don't realize is what is it exactly that we're giving up for this job, even though it might be easy. But at the end of the day, you have to realize that you're giving in exchange your life. So let's dive into the first video we're going to look at, and I want to hear your guys' perspective.
You see these 4 lines?
I just needed to stand there.
Let me redo it again. Sorry about that.
I'll give you 50.
You see these 4 lines?
I just needed to stand there until 5:30 today. I'll give you $50.
I'll do it.
Very good.
Okay, here. So if as you guys can see, this is a college student. It looks like he's a college graduate, and he told him right there. He's all he had to do is stay between these 4 lines, pretty much a square, right? He told him all he had to do is stay within these 4 lines, and I'll pay you. And he's like, man, I'm gonna get paid to be in this square, in these between these 4 lines. I'll do it.
Great job.
Thank you.
I'd like to offer you a full-time position here.
Yes, absolutely. I'd love.
Very good.
What's up, buddy?
We just wanted to come by and see if you want to skate Midtown with us.
Gonna be sick. I gotta stay here.
What do you mean?
I'm working. Can you see?
Is anyone even watching you?
I'm making a living. Hey, have fun.
You've been loyal, reliable. You're an asset to me. Come with me.
I'm raising your salary by 30%.
And now, you're here.
Really?
Check it out.
This thing is massive. You can see.
So here we can give that perspective, and now they move them up to a bigger square, right? Now you have a bigger office. Now you have this fancy little desk, chair, and now they move them up to this higher position.
The bridge from here.
You earned it.
This is it.
And now he's even ecstatic that he can see the bridge from his new location, from his new office space.
Incredible.
Your day's pay, $2,000.
But I'd like to retire now if I could.
It's been a pleasure working with you.
You see these
Crazy freaking perspective. This video got cut off a little bit short, but at the end of this video, when he says, I would like to finally retire, right now this video that I played, it doesn't showcase that when he retired, he picked up the skateboard once again and he tried to skate once again, but at that age, he was no longer able to skate, right? And a lot of people, I don't know why people do this, and I know there's different perspectives, people have different paths in life, but a lot of people wait to live their life after they retire, and it makes no sense to me. Why? Because tomorrow's not guaranteed. Just this past Friday, I had a coworker that he retired after 49 years. And nothing against the company, because if there's certain companies that they don't even give you anything, right? But they made him a carne asada. They literally, printed out this picture frame with a couple of different ships that he worked on, and something that really struck me in his go away speech that a couple of people gave. One of them in specific said, "Hey, you know what? This guy would come in at 3:30 in the morning. He would leave and he was the last one to leave." And for me, it's like, oh man, that's a true leader, right? That's somebody that's here dedicated to work. But then it gave me another perspective, like, oh man, like, thank you for being a good employee. Exactly how this video depicted, like, oh, you've been loyal, you've been dedicated to this company, so thank you. And that's exactly what happened this past Friday to my coworker. Yes, that's an example, but at the same time, do you want to be that same example for your own life, right? And what I mean by that, do you want to, be that type of employee and then be dedicated, giving up? Because if it was 3:30, that means he was at least 2 hours ahead to his normal work schedule. But what I started thinking about is that how much of his life he gave away for this company that's been here before and will be there after. Now, now the devil's advocate, this job, this career has been a true blessing to me as well, right? Don't take that into that I'm just bashing, but at the same time, it has to give you so some sort of realization is that even though, yeah, it's
Four lines.
sorry
I
about
just
this,
needed to.
this job is a blessing, but we must not forget to live our life, because, like I said, this company will be here before. It was here before and will be here afterwards. But yeah, this is something that really, really struck me, and I just can't seem to understand how people just wait to live their life after they retire. Now, another perspective that got into my mind when I saw this video is that this person, what he truly loved was skateboarding, but he wasn't able to do that because he had to stay between this square. Now, I know this is maybe this is an extremist video because you can still skate after work, right? But many of us don't have the energy to go on with our love and our passion and our, again, true passion to do a lot of the things because we're tired, we're drained, we wake up early, we have to prep, we have to freaking drive to work. So one of these things too is if we are working in not in our dream jobs or in our dream careers, we should be working towards our goals and dreams even harder on our own personal time, similar to what I'm doing right now. Like, honestly, it gets me, like, it's nerve-wracking to do a lot of the things that I'm currently doing, and I make a lot of mistakes. But the only thing, I've said this in the past, what I'm doing right now is putting myself in the school, but I'm actually putting me in front of the screen, making the mistakes, and whether people make fun of me in the comments or not, a lot of the times those people wish that they would be doing or given at least a try to something that they will love. And what I know it's only a few of us here, but I really, really, truly wish that all of you guys would be striving for your guys' goals and dreams. And many times I know people struggle with not knowing what that passion is, but I strongly believe that the answer is within your heart and within your soul. Maybe this guy in specific, he wanted to skateboard, right? And he couldn't, but maybe he can be a skateboarder, record himself, post himself doing these tricks, now get some sort of sponsorship. So many different ideas. Start a YouTube channel, right? And giving tips, and he could still be skating and making some sort of living. It's not easy, but we only live once, and we have to try to just put in that effort and get out of our comfort zone. I know many of us get shy, get nervous into doing things, but I think one of the biggest things is we should challenge ourselves to get out of our comfort zone, get do something that scares us, that we fear on at least in a weekly basis. Do one thing that we are getting ourselves out of our comfort zone to try to reach or become a better person each week. if each day if possible. But yeah, I just wanted to give that perspective when I watched this video. It really, really struck me because following your goals and dreams in current society, especially here in San Diego, it's not easy. Everything's so freaking expensive, and it just seems like it's getting worse and worse. But yeah, just wanted to point that out. And there's another thing too that it gives a lot of perspective to this is that imagine if you're being recorded and somebody's filming your documentary and you have a film crew watching you. Would you be just wasting your time? Would you be proud of that person? Imagine you're the superhero in your own story, right? And you're watching this person just slouching in the couch. Would you be proud of this person? Or what would you tell them? What would you tell yourself if you're just there watching your life pass on by? What would you tell yourself? Would you change things around? And I always try to put myself in that perspective that like, okay, what am I going to do? How am I going to get better? Right. I'm going to make a lot of mistakes, but I'm still striving to do that. So I really wish that if you guys could, like, I'm not sure if you guys are willing to do this or not, but if you guys can give a little something that you guys are scared of doing, but you guys have always wanted to do, that you guys challenge yourselves and you guys commit to something that maybe you guys are even sorry to put you on the spot, Toño, but I know you mentioned that I think even calling in would be kind of like a nerve-wracking, but I really wish that one time you just call in just to say hi. But if you guys can drop a comment and say something that you guys are scared of, that you guys, something small, it can be the smallest little thing that you guys can do for next week. That way we can follow up and see if you guys actually accomplished it. I'll try to think of an example. For instance, me is public speaking, and I try to give meetings at work, right? Or talk in front of the meetings. But if you guys can drop a comment, something that you guys currently scared of, the smallest little thing, right? Because one of the biggest things is starting small, so you guys can see progression and you guys can feel that sense of accomplishment, and then we can move up to the next stage, then doing something bigger and bigger and bigger. So if you guys want to, don't feel pressured, but I would really like to, like create that environment, that safe space that all of us can be supporting one another. With that being said, I'll wait for a couple seconds if you guys want to drop a few of the comments on something that you guys have always wanted to do, something as simple. It can be super simple, but if you guys can, just drop something and then we'll take it from there. In the meantime, I'll be looking for the next video that I want to talk about. Anything, I'll be waiting for a couple seconds if you guys are willing to do so. If not, I'll just move on. I know it's not that easy to put you on the spot, but if not, I'll move on. And if we have to go back, then we'll go ahead and go back to this. But okay, so the next video that I wanted to get into, if you guys saw the title of this live, it pretty much said that there was two women that found an underground bunker in the woods. And let me see, just 1 second before I get started. All right, so Mr. Chris, thank you for being brave enough. Part of why I'm moving back to New York so I can be more consistent with going live. Honestly, bro, I'm very, very proud of you, bro. Like, honestly, if once again, man, I'm never gonna stop giving you kudos and praising you, because you've been a great part on me doing lives. And I really appreciate that. And you're somebody that doesn't gatekeep, and you actually practice what you preach. You go live dedicated every freaking, like, now we've been going live every Monday. I do lives with Chris separately where we touch on social media and content advice. And he's been doing his own content on separate days whenever he has a chance to. So I praise you a lot, bro. So thank you. Mr. Toño Dino, same for me. Same for you, what, bro? But okay, so we'll get into the next video here, and if you guys want to comment, cool. If not, then that's fine. I understand it's a little, it might be personal. But next thing, so two women found an underground bunker in the woods, and as many of you guys know, there's been endless and countless amount of people that go missing in the woods. So for them to find this just created a numerous amount of conspiracies. So let's check this out.
Watch there be nothing. Oh, it's a door within a door. Pull it, pull it.
Scarier.
Pull it. Is that glass?
It's plexiglass. I fucking heard noises.
Dude, fucking do it.
Ugh. Do you hear it echoing?
We have to do it now.
Man, I don't know if you guys are able to hear that, but it sounded freaking echoey. So that means it's huge under there.
Holy shit.
Are you?
This is insane.
Oh.
There's a flashlight in my backpack.
Go get the flashlight.
It's in the top.
What the fuck?
It's a shitty flashlight, but oh, it doesn't make any difference. This is so deep.
Bro, but you can see it, like... Hold on.
There's a ladder.
No.
Yeah. I'm not going down
No,
the ladder.
absolutely not.
And this flashlight is shit.
Okay, hold on. Hold on.
We need a rock.
Yeah, hold on.
Find a rock. Big one too.
Okay.
So freaking deep.
Holy shit. I think we're gonna get haunted now.
By the way, I don't know why they be exploring these type of things, man. Like, if I was me, I wouldn't even get to this point. Like, that's how people be going missing.
Okay, yeah.
What?
So freaking crazy, right? It's just, what the heck is this open hatch, this cover doing in the middle of nowhere in the woods? Now, I was trying to find out additional information, but these two women wouldn't disclose the actual location where they found this, right? Because apparently they just didn't want for a lot of people to be going to this location, and I guess, I don't know, making it popular that people end up going there. But let's see if we can read some of the comments, what people are saying. Let me see if I can get this better. All right, so you found it and posted online. You have to go in there now. So that's actually Dharma Initiative. It's a water Christem. What's crazy, you're standing on basically safe. What's crazy is that you're standing on is basically fake. The ground you're on isn't the earth. It's hollow under it, which is scary as locking in the hole itself. Sorry, couldn't read it good. Yeah, I'm gonna need you guys to suck it up and go explore. Yeah, so a lot of people wanted them to go back, and I think she said she was gonna go back. Let me see.
Okay, I'm using this comment here to answer some of your questions. Just a little bit about me. My name's Rachel, and that's my friend Courtney. You'll see her in some of my other videos. We are not going to go in the giant hole. Mostly because I don't want to die, but also because I don't know if it's safe. As to what it is, truthfully, I don't really know. And I'm not going to give the location of where this is, because I don't want to attract a bunch of people to it. I truthfully didn't expect there to be so many views and comments on that. But I think my plan is to go back this next week with a better flashlight and kind of explore it some more. I think I have an idea of what it is, but stay tuned, and we will go back out there and take a look at it and see if maybe there's some creepy stuff there. Okay, I'm using...
Yeah, so super crazy that they found this location. I don't know how I feel about them not sharing the exact location of it, but I understand why they wouldn't share it. Chris, can you let me know if you guys are, or if can anyone let me know if you guys are hearing an echo when I play these videos? Hopefully you guys are not getting an echo. That's something that I still need to fix with the going live. But yeah, this is crazy. This is crazy that they found this. And I think one of the comments that I was trying to read, it's something that even though we feel like we're standing on ground level, right, but then we end up finding locations like this which is hollow, so you can't even imagine what we're actually standing on, because there's a whole freaking world underground that we're not even aware of. But yeah, so yeah, it's crazy. This is something that you hear about a lot, that people go missing, and these people in specific, or these women, they were even brave enough to open this cover and try to explore it. And apparently, they're gonna go back to this location. Yeah, so girl behind the camera is all for it, but she ain't the one doing it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, she's putting her friend to freaking do it while the other one is hyping her up. But yeah, she's not the one actually doing it, right? If she was all for it, then she should be the one that's actually in there trying to open it. It definitely sounds massive for sure. But yeah, let's go ahead and ask ChatGPT how many people go missing on a yearly basis. What's going on, what's going on, Nomas chat? So I just wanted to give some perspective on how many people go missing in the woods on a year-to-year basis, in the woods or in national parks.
Hey, what's up? It's always fascinating to explore stats like this, so let's dive in. Each year, there are a significant number of people who go missing in national parks and forests, though the exact numbers can vary. On average, it's estimated that 1,600 people go missing each year in national parks in the U.S. alone. While many of these cases are resolved within a short period, some do remain unsolved. The number is even higher when you consider remote areas outside of the parks. A lot of these disappearances happen in places like the Great Smoky Mountains National Park, the Sierra Nevada, and Yosemite, all known for their vast, rugged terrain. But search and rescue teams are often on it quickly, and advancements in technology, like drones and satellite imaging, have helped improve recovery rates. Some cases have gained more attention than others, especially those that remain unsolved or are accompanied by strange circumstances. Are you thinking of bringing this topic up in an episode or live stream? I could help with more specifics or angles to explore if you'd like.
We're actually live right now. What are the conspiracy theories that people are bringing up for all these people going missing?
Sorry, I'm having issues right now. Could not understand what you said.
Yeah, what are the conspiracy theories that people dive into for all these missing people that happen to go missing in the woods?
The mysteries surrounding people going missing in the woods definitely stir up some wild theories. There are several conspiracy theories and unexplained ideas that have popped up over the years about these disappearances. Here are a few that people love to dive into. 1. The missing 411 phenomenon. This is one of the most well-known theories. It was popularized by author David Paulides, who wrote a series of books on people who mysteriously disappear in national parks. According to Paulides, many of these disappearances share unusual circumstances, such as the victim being found in areas that are hard to reach or in places they were previously thought to have been nowhere near. The conspiracy. Some believe that there is a government cover-up or that the disappearances are tied to unknown creatures, Bigfoot, aliens, or interdimensional beings or supernatural phenomena. Others think these cases are intentionally hidden because the truth would be too alarming for the public. 2. Bigfoot and other cryptids. Many people believe that Bigfoot, or Sasquatch, could be responsible for some disappearances, as there are stories of strange footprints or sightings before someone goes missing. Other cryptids like the Dogman, Wendigo, or Skinwalkers have also been brought up as possible culprits. The theory. These creatures are said to be intelligent and elusive, capable of abducting people or causing them to get lost. Some also speculate that there's a hidden society of cryptids that has existed for centuries. 3. Alien abductions. There's a subset of theories that ties disappearances in the woods to alien abductions. Some suggest that extraterrestrials are taking people from remote areas to perform experiments, and the odd circumstances surrounding some missing person cases, like strange lights or the fact that no one can recall what happened, support this. The theory. The forest, being so vast and often uninhabited, makes it a perfect location for aliens to operate undetected. People might be returned days or weeks later, but with no memory of the event. 4. Time slips and parallel universes. Another theory revolves around the idea of time slips or people accidentally stumbling into parallel universes. Some suggest that these forests are portals to other dimensions or time periods, and that people who go missing are somehow pulled into these alternate realities. The theory. In some accounts, people claim to see ghostly figures or strange anomalies before they disappear, leading to the idea that they've slipped through a crack in the space-time continuum. 5. Government experiments.
Yeah, I think there's quite a bit of different conspiracies that that obviously the Oinomas channel was going to be providing to us. But yeah, it's crazy that so many people go missing in the woods or in national parks. But now that these people found this opening, you can only imagine how many other ones there might be. I want to find some sort of logical a finding on what this actual location is, but maybe these people that posted it online will eventually discover what it truly is. I'm thinking they're actually going to be posting it soon, so maybe next week they post it and I can share it with you guys. But with that being said, something that caught my attention, not sure how relevant this one is, but not, and also not sure if you guys have heard about this, but apparently there's numeral codes have been found within lasers. And what I mean by that is that, you know, your regular laser beam that you can buy anywhere at the store, apparently people while doing DMT have been able to see numerical codes within the lasers. So check this out.
Over 100 people, and I kept asking myself, how are all of us seeing the same thing?
Oh my god, it's changing shapes right there.
The laser was revealing numbers and letters running in a pattern.
They're almost like this big here, and it looks like code.
It looked like programming code.
It's definitely saying something.
So not sure if you guys caught that. They're saying that it looked like programming code, similar to when you do any sort of coding to the computer. They're saying they're able to see code within these lasers. Now, just keep in mind that this is under the effect of DMT. So who knows how truthful, how factual this is. But, or now that it might be enhancing their, you know, their vision, and now that they're actually being able to see other things. So just keep that in perspective.
Something, Pen. I just want to take a picture of it and translate it. Wow. You see that? Okay, so yeah, it's not stuck.
No.
It's not because of the light.
No, it's on its own side. Light is just literally revealing it.
And each angle shows you different layers, different ways through it.
I can see through the wall. It's not like a hallucination. It has spatial awareness and permanence.
I don't know. Whoa.
For centuries, mankind has attempted to explore these psychedelic, altered states, but we've never had a repeatable, testable phenomenon to observe.
I'm not sure if you guys caught that. So they've received repeated number of people seeing the same things over and over, while giving them this test of watching the laser under DMT. So it's been multiple people that see the same thing, this numerical code with the laser, that they're able to see through the wall and see the code.
Until now.
Wow. It's like you can see through the laser into another dimension.
I mean, like, take yourself to that. Like, I just made a connection that nobody made before, which is a simple connection. The claim is, if you project a diffracted laser on the surface and you smoke DMT, you will see code running in surfaces. Yes, like in the Matrix.
So there are a few possibilities. One,
I lost my mind, which is the coolest losing your mind ever in history.
the second option is that
This is the biggest discovery of humankind. If anybody ever asked themselves what it would be like to know you live in the Matrix for sure, well, I know for sure. I'm convinced.
over 100 people.
Crazy finding that multiple people have been able to see the same thing under DMT, that they're able to see numerical code and pretty much at the end of the day seeing through other dimensions with these lasers. So it's not a one-time thing that it's happened, and I've received that message, and other people that I know in specific have seen or have received this message that all of this is virtual reality, that this is not necessarily make-believe, but it's artificial intelligence. I remember while doing ayahuasca, I saw this robot that literally like held up this imaginary computer that he literally said, "Look, this is all virtual reality," and he was just playing like it looked like a screen with a bunch of lines, with a bunch of colors and codes, and said, "Look, this is all an illusion. This is all artificial intelligence or virtual reality." So crazy that I received this message. Other people have received a similar message that this is artificial intelligence. Now people are able to see this numerical codes within lasers. So who knows? There might be something there. So who knows, right? It's that's why people like to theorize whether or not this is true or this is just effects of being under psychedelics. So Mr. Yak Yak made it here late, but I think there is a video debunking that laser. What's the video debunking the laser? Let me know, because I haven't really seen anything pretty much debunking it. Flower Girl 93, thank you for joining us, watching this at work. Very interesting. It's amazing what you see on plant medicine. By the way, I want to thank you for joining the live, but I would love to have you and your husband's perspective on plant medicine, because I still don't know your guys' story, but for the people that don't know, and we'll call her Flower Girl 93 as her username, but from what I know, she actually watched the podcast, and because of watching the podcast, I'm sure she watched other videos as well. But I was able to get her the contact to the shaman, and she ended up doing ayahuasca. So if you ever have the chance, the opportunity to join us into doing a remote podcast, I would love to hear your experience and what you were able to watch and listen to, and the messages you received. Because once again, look, this is somebody else stating the same thing. It's amazing what you see on plant medicine. I can't even imagine what you saw and experienced. Yeah, Mr. Yak Yak, if you're able to look for it and send me the link, let me know while we're doing this live. But yeah, just crazy that these people are able to see the same thing over and over, similar to when you do ayahuasca. A lot of people see serpents, they see sacred geometry, they receive knowledge. I know people have received a specific path to follow their career path, and people have even became millionaires by listening to plant medicine, to Mother Ayahuasca. Not necessarily saying that everybody's going to receive their path, their career path, but this is only one of many stories that people have experienced. I am Hamster. What's good, bro? Love the pod. Thank you so much for joining in. Appreciate that. Um, but yeah, this is crazy that people are seeing this through lasers. And when I was watching this video, it reminded me of back in the days. Apparently, soldiers saw demons while wearing red light night vision goggles. And not sure if this is factual, but apparently this is the reason why now night vision is no longer red and now it's green. So check this out.
Did these soldiers really see demons? Although the development of night vision Did these soldiers really see demons? Although the development of night vision technology began before World War II, widespread use of it didn't begin until the Vietnam War. You see, the first generation of passive night vision devices were called starlight scopes that used a red spectrum instead of green, effectively allowing American soldiers
So right there, before it was red, the night vision used to be red before it was green. So just keep that in mind.
to see at night. However, when helicopter gunners were given these scopes to wear during evening missions, disaster struck. According to one helicopter pilot's account, the gunner on board was looking into an area that had nothing in it during the mission, but began firing wildly anyway, causing the other helicopters in their flotilla to respond, making them shoot one another. When the pilot asked what he was firing at, he explained that he was seeing flying demons coming right for them. But this wasn't the only incident where something similar happened. Other soldiers using these goggles would report seeing demons in the air and monsters in the jungle, perched on the trees, watching them. One even described it as looking straight into hell. Eventually, soldiers and officers were ordered to stop using these goggles, and these scopes were removed from service. And in the end, many were discharged due to having psychological breaks after using this technology. So, did these goggles allow us to see into another realm? And did these soldiers really see demons? Although the development of night vision technology began before World
Yeah, freaking insane, right? So who knows if the color red is part of people seeing into other dimensions and being able to see, even at this point, demons as this video was depicting. But I know there's something there, and apparently there's been other different ways that people are able to tap into other dimensions, other realms, that even here they're able to see demons. I know in other and I know in similar to ayahuasca and other sources of plant medicine, you come across different entities that repeatedly people are able to see, and not only see but even talk to. So let me see what some of the comments are stating here. I think it might have just been hallucinations. Look up the Gansfield experiment. It was an experiment that causes hallucination using the red light. So once again, red light. Yeah, so it might be something along the lines that maybe red it's just causing these visions. So who knows? But it's just crazy that we don't know, like, freaking even the smallest spectrum to what true reality is. And like I always like to say that reality, it's stranger than fiction. It's just mind blowing, the different things that exist in this life, right? But yeah, I just wanted to share that, and I want to know your thoughts, if you guys had heard about this theory before, or this story about soldiers seeing demons while wearing this night vision, or what do you guys see, or have you guys seen anything when it comes down to laser under DMT? If you guys have any thoughts, let me know. Once again, I do have the hotline number that you guys can call in. If you guys have any thoughts, feel free to do so. You guys can call in at any time because like I mentioned at the very beginning of the podcast, my daughter is a little bit under the weather, so I'm planning to end it within like 10 minutes. So if you want to go ahead and call in, feel free to do so we can chat about some of these topics, and then we'll take it from there. Miss Cynthia, what's going on, Cynthia? Let's see what Cynthia has to say. So when I perceive a negative energy and I tap into with my eyes closed, I see it as red. Very interesting. And also, it's kind of weird, right? That whenever you get mad, red is the color that pops up. So who knows? Maybe there's a connection there. But yeah, the next video, it's a quick reel that I wanted to get into. It's maybe this theory, when it comes down to dragons and the feather serpent, this person in specific gave this theory on why a lot of ancient civilizations saw and depicted dragons or feather serpents within their structures. So I thought it was a little bit interesting. And then I think we have one more and we'll end it there. So check this out.
i.e. Tartaria, was represented by the dragon, okay, or the fish.
Riley, I've been obsessed with your theory since I found you yesterday. Thank you so much, because everything you're talking about is connecting with everything that I've been thinking about for over a year. So this is where I'm at with the dragon thing. Let me know if and again, I'm a dumb guy. I don't know anything. But I feel like we're both kind of dancing around the same thing. And I might have a little piece to help a little bit. Because I've been dancing around the dragon stuff for a while. And I've been so confused because in my head, right, we're told the dragons were bad. Like, remember all the medieval knights slaying dragons and stuff? But so we got to remember, who was telling that story, right? The Vatican. And what they do is all they can do, because they are the parasitic vampires. They can't create anything, right? So they just invert real things. So I think that, and my AI, dragons, maybe they were literal real things flying over the ley lines of Earth, protecting like the ether energy and stuff. And that, I think, is why the Tartarians use them as a symbol, because they lived in harmony with them. They were a symbol of the, being in harmony with nature, the ether flowing. When the ether's flowing, the dragons can literally fly over the ley lines, I think, like Raised by Wolves. Have you ever seen that show? Because I'm pretty sure that is also the same thing that you're...
So, and not sure if you guys caught that, right? So a lot of these pyramids are built in the Earth's ley lines, where there's this immense amount of energy. They built these ancient civilization structures. So what this guy is saying is that there might be some sort of connection why ancient civilization dragons or these feather serpents into their structures, because apparently to this guy's theory, he's saying that they were actually in tune with the source and flying through these ley lines, and they were in harmony with Earth, and that's why they would always be put into the structures. Now there's also a misconception, like he was saying, that the Vatican would, say that this is all just a theory, this is all mythological fiction. But for some reason, every ancient civilization puts them in their structures. So just very interesting why they would do that. And so this guy's theory just adds a little bit more of insight
that you're talking about, where it's disclosure in our media. Because I don't know if it's like people making like tapping into the Akashic record and thinking that
I'm getting a message from Julian. Is the audio still skipping? Let me know if somebody else is getting the same thing. Let me know. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Is everyone's audio skipping? I know Julian said it's skipping. Anybody else? Testing 1 2 3. Is it only me? I don't see anybody else saying that the audio is skipping. So anybody else? Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Let me know if my audio is bad, or if the video playing it's not it's all good. Okay, so saying so I'm getting good, so I'll continue playing this.
They're creating these novel ideas, or if they are people who are initiated and they're tattling. I don't know. Or it's a mix of something. I'm not sure. But anyway, so the thing with the dragons is, I think the dragons have all been inverted since, 1,000 years ago or whatever, to be like these scary things. I thought the dragons were bad for a long time, but I don't think that that's true. Like indigenous folklore and stuff, the serpent is like a symbol of wisdom, and the serpent's tied to the dragon. The dragon is a symbol of wisdom. The dragon...
Facts. This is facts right here. Many people see the serpent under plant medicine, under ayahuasca. They see the serpent a lot. It's one of the number one things they see as far as animals, the serpent and the jaguar. It's probably one or the second top animal they see under plant medicine.
Is like the keeper of the energy and the the free energy of the earth, essentially. And same with the giants and all of these fairy tale things, all the Middle Earth type things. Like, they probably were literally here, and I think that the Vatican had to get rid of them because their whole mission here is to stop us from the free energy, the ether, and all of this stuff, which I think the fallen angels, the Nephilim, I think everything we've ever heard about them is the opposite. I think that they were all trying to protect Gaia, because the war with the Vatican is literally against our planet. And who would do that? Vampires.
You know what's crazy? That a lot of these ancient buildings, they all turn to be churches. So he might have some sort of point there, at least some sort of connection to how these beautiful, beautiful buildings are now just churches. It might be that the Vatican, this is all allegedly, this is all just for entertainment purposes once again. But yeah, it might be a reason why maybe the Vatican was just so powerful back in the days that they took over these beautiful structures.
So anyway, all this to say, I think that there's two dragons, right? There's the dragons of the old world, Tartaria, which are these wise ancient beings that they had held in reverence and they used as their symbols for their free energy and all their buildings. And I think that Tartaria was on our realm. Maybe they have gone to like Middle Earth or underground now, because I do think that like some of them knew that this reset was coming. Maybe they just tapped into the fifth dimension or went to the Black Sun or whatever, who knows. But so there's those mythological dragons that were maybe flying over ley lines. Maybe they were literally T-Rexes with wings. I don't know, but they do look like chickens, right? Big chickens. And then there's the other dragons like Charlemagne. I think that they're the dragon killers. That's why we have all these dragon slaying stories from the Vatican in the Middle Ages that probably didn't exist. And then they just co-opted the dragon name so that they didn't have to change the buildings and they could keep their crests or whatever and pretend like it's what they always do, right? They take the symbols and they invert them, like the swastika, flower of life, like every single thing that they ever do is just taking something that we create, us source-connected humans who are creators, and they invert it because they can't create anything. They're landlords, they're middlemen, they're founders, they're literally squatters. They're squatting in all of the real Tartarian buildings that are still here everywhere. Dude, I just went to Syracuse. It is madness. It's all Tartarian. Like any city that you...
Yeah, so yeah, pretty much he was deep diving once again. Like I think, I'm not sure if you guys watched this last episode I did with Mr. Jonathan, but we dived into the Tartarian Empire with where these beautiful, beautiful buildings you see everywhere. It's just crazy how they say that these were built in old times and ancient times, when currently right now we wouldn't even be able to build any of these buildings, which yeah, they're beautiful, beautiful. So like he was stating right now, it seems like they're squatters. They pretty much found these buildings, they took over them, and they created their own narrative, just pretty much to take over people's minds and civilization and thought process through religion. So who knows? Crazy. Nothing against your guys' anybody else's religion or thought process, but just a theory I wanted to share out there that I had never really heard. So yeah, Julian has that McDonald's Wi-Fi, and last week it was somebody. I think somebody mentioned that the audio was wrong, and this week is Mr. Julian. So sorry about that, Julie Cakes. You're the one with the McDonald's Wi-Fi this week. Mr. Yak, he needs to secure an interweb connection. Yeah, he does. Maybe he downgraded. The Vatican has new drip with snakes on it. Yeah, it's crazy that the Vatican has snakes. And then also the medical field hospitals also have that stick with the two serpents on the side. So super weird why the hospital will even have that, right? Let me see. I need to deep dive more into this Tartarian Empire. I wonder if it has any connection to the Sumerian culture and the Anunnaki. Yeah, it's crazy. So let me pull up some of these buildings that are thought to be Tartarian buildings, so you guys can. I'm not sure if you guys have ever heard of Tartarian. I'm hoping maybe at least half of you guys have. But let me pull it up. so you guys can have an idea on what we're talking about. Tartaria. So for example, this one right here. This one, like crazy buildings right here. These now there's nothing in specific on who or what is Tartarian, but these are the type of buildings that they say Tartarian has built. Like, come on, look at this freaking building. There's no freaking way. Where do you see modern buildings being built like this? You don't. This looks even goth and mythological. Like, this is hard to believe. And they say, if you obviously didn't see these buildings or this last podcast that I did, the majority, we were talking about that the majority of these buildings, ancient buildings, including the White House, all of them have a dome. And on top of the domes, they have some sort of like either like a cross or copper in the very top. So our thought process is that they had free energy back in the days, that everything was in tune with nature, and they were able to tap into the Earth's free energy source. But this is what we refer to Tartarian Empire structures. And something else that we talked about last time was that a lot of these structures were in front of water. And if you're local here in San Diego, we also talked about that. Something that freaking blew my mind, that even here in Balboa Park, you can see some of that ancient structure within Balboa Park. Let me see if I can pull up one of the bits. So, for example, this, right? You see the dome, the cross, even where the bells used to be at. That's another thing too, that they got rid of the bells. But even something as Balboa Park that we probably visit a lot, we just take it for granted that this was built back in the days by another civilization that we're not aware of. Look how beautiful these buildings are. And supposedly back in the days, we didn't have technology to do this, but somehow we have endless amounts of buildings that are freaking beautiful. Look at that. So yeah, just wanted to open more eyes into all of this. So let's see. Supposedly Tartarians are descendants of Atlantis. Yeah, possibly. We never know. So, Mr. Toño, you never have. I'm glad now you're listening and hearing about the Tartarian Empire. It's crazy. It's a crazy deep dive into ancient civilizations and lost history. But yeah, and just another. We'll end this with this last comparison. But crazy how ancient civilizations and even the Vatican has another connection to this one. Check this out. So here we have Teotihuacan. You can see all the pyramids on the side. And look at the Vatican City. Similar layout as Teotihuacan. And in the very center of both Teotihuacan and the Vatican, it almost seems like there was energy depicted right in the center for what? Who knows? But it almost seemed like there was some sort of gathering there, maybe for free energy, maybe for some sort of ceremony, but I had never seen this comparison before, and just I thought it was very interesting. Now they also, I remember seeing in the comment section that similar to animals, how a bird can create or will do a nest, let's say here down south, but then another bird will create the same type of nest across the world, and they don't know each other. That it's some sort of like embedded knowledge into, like nature, that people or the animal nature has, right? So, but I just thought it was too curious, too much of a coincidence that these two locations have a similar layout. But yeah, I think we're getting close to wrap it up. I want to see if you guys have any final thoughts before we wrap it up. But this is the number you guys can call in. I'll give you guys a couple seconds if you guys want to call in, a couple minutes. And if not, any final comments before we wrap this up. But other than that, I just want to say, I'm giving my final little thoughts. I just want to say thank you once again for making this live possible. Without you guys, this wouldn't be possible, because if not, like I mentioned, I'll just be talking to the camera and it wouldn't be as interactive as we're doing right now. So I just want to say thank you once again. Every Sunday next week for sure, I'll be at 8 o'clock. I did a little mix up by the way, I published the live today, but 8 o'clock, that's the goal. Wednesday, we're going to be having our normal podcast, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, any final thoughts before we end this? Let me know. Like I said, hopefully you guys are able to do something that scares you every week. Do something small that gets you guys out of your comfort zone, or get started on something that you guys been wanting to do. Whether it's just if you guys want to start your week by starting fitness, like, hey, you know what, I'm gonna stop drinking soda for this week and I'm gonna get started, right? Just do something, and I'm gonna go on 30-minute walks. Get started, no matter how small this new version of you is or this goal is, but the whole purpose is to start with pretty much it's going to be a domino effect. Once you get started and you see an accomplishment being small, then guess what? It's going to create emotion into the next step and the next step. And yeah, I don't see any final thoughts, any final comments. I don't get a phone call. Once again, like I said, thank you so much. You guys made this possible. My name is Angel Houseman. Hopefully you guys had a good time. Till next time. See you guys later.